Good morning. This is my introductory video for Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. I'm keeping you and your family in my prayers. I wanted to remind you that I did put some arithmetic charts for multiplication, addition, and subtraction families. I posted it in the main posts, and remember, you've got two sections. You've got your lesson planner and you've got the post section, and the assignments do show up in the post section. Most parents are finding that if their child just uses the lesson planner portion, then they're not distracted by any posts that might pop up. Every now and then I do like to put something in the post area, and I did put those arithmetic charts there. I'm making so many things by assignments that probably don't need to be actually made as assignments, but I do that so that they will be in the lesson plan portion and your child will see it without having to go back and forth. And sometimes when you are clicking on those as done, that's good. That shows me that you're working, for one thing, and it helps your child feel, hey, I've finished this, I've got it checked off. You just don't want to do it before you've submitted the paper. If you do it by mistake and accidentally submit it, you can still go in to the part where there is a place. I know it looks like your assignments disappear once you submit them, but they don't. They're still there. They're just in a different place. And that's where you would go to look to see any comments that I made or the grade that you made on the test. Or if I didn't get it and I want you to resubmit it, you can also write a note to me there. If you write notes on something like if you write a note on something that I didn't ask you to submit anything in that area, I might not see it right away because I'm just checking the areas, especially where I wanted you to submit things. If you accidentally submit something, or say something's done without submitting it, try going into your assignment section. And if you have it on computer, it's a little bit different with tablet, but if you have it on computer, at the very top, there's a place that says classes. And if you hover or click on that, then something comes up called progress. If you go to that and then you go to, on the left-hand side, there's a little blue 2 ND second. For second grade, and you just click on that, and then all the assignments you've already submitted will pop up and you can look at them. So I'd really like you to start getting into that, especially because today the writing assignment will need to be proofread. So you're going to finish your persuasive letter, and the earlier you can get that to me today, the faster I can proofread it and get it back to you for tomorrow, because that is pretty time consuming. I will make corrections in my paint program, and I will put it back in the comment section of your assignment section. If you cannot see the comment section, if you have a tablet, somebody said that they need to click on something to be able to figure that out. So let me know, again, if you're having difficulties with these things. I led somebody through it today, and they really were thankful. Oh, that's where that is. And it's taken me, a while to find out some of these hidden mysteries about Edmodo. If you see a 0 in a grade book, don't panic. It just probably means I'm missing something from you. If you look at the assignments that I've been asking you to submit, sometimes there'll be a 0 with a 1. That just means that I don't have it yet. It's not that it actually counts as a 0, but it just means that I haven't received it. And so just get with me about those things if you're seeing notes. And don't panic if you get a note from Edmodo, your child has only completed 8 assignments out of 35. Well, most of those assignments are just things that you clicked on that were done. They weren't actually things you needed to submit on. And some of you weren't keeping up with clicking on all of those to close them out. So I understand that. So don't panic if you see that. That's not from me. That's just Edmodo doing that for the system. It's the way the system works. And the system isn't working perfectly for us because of the way that I'm doing this. So let's get started on today. There's, before we do, so there is a phonics test today, and I will start the oral grading for phonics and arithmetic and reading on Wednesday and Thursday, and hopefully we won't have to do it on Friday. And on Friday, we will have a little less work. For today, since it's phonics test day, I did not assign a phonics worksheet. So you're going to skip that worksheet that was for today and not do it tomorrow. Let's start with Bible. Remember, you have 2 Bible videos. One is a preview, so watch that first. And then the second one is the one of the Gospel of John. Now, we will not be watching the entire Gospel of John movie video. There are some that are not appropriate for 2nd grade. So, but the reason why I'm putting those in 2 assignments is because people were having trouble opening the videos if I put more than 1 video in an assignment. I think some people that had tablets, it just wouldn't work well. So I'm only putting 1 video per assignment, and that means more assignments. Sorry, more that you have to kind of close out and get out of the way. Me too. And let's see, on our writing, so on our persuasive letter, when you copy it, and you're not going to copy it over until tomorrow. So today you're just finishing the rough draft and submitting that to me. You're going to do that on notebook paper and continue that with your writing video, a backup video. Again, somebody had a little trouble with the Becca videos yesterday. They tried a little bit later and then it worked. So sometimes that's happening, but feel free to let me know. I'm perfectly happy and willing to, see what the problem is. If I get too many complaints from too many people, then, we know obviously there's something major wrong. So it does help me if you let me know if there's a video that doesn't work. And someone was having trouble with the puppy dog video, and I've got another kitty song video coming, not today, but look for it as a surprise for good reading about your puppies and your kitties. So keep up that good reading. So they told me that if you can't see a video, if one of mine won't open in any video that I've attached, then I think this is what they meant to do. Try copying the title of that video or looking at what the title is, and then go to YouTube and try to get it just by going to YouTube. I know your children probably can't do that through Edmodo, but you might be able to help in that way. And again, I apologize if those don't open. I cannot find rhyme or reason to it, really. They seem to be opening for some and not for others. But the more people that let me know, the more I might be able to figure out what is going on. Mrs. Mason said she really, really wants you to know your facts in arithmetic. So let's be sure we're working on our multiplication table and our addition and subtraction facts. Those are going to be especially important for 3rd grade. Let's talk about what we're going to do in arithmetic today. I do want you to submit the page today because you're going to listen to your video teacher, and it has a lot of things about fractions. I want you to pay especially attention how to divide something into thirds. Now remember, in class we talked about taking 2 lines, dividing something like this so that you have a middle section and then a section on the one side and a section on the other side. So you have 3 sections dividing it into thirds. Now sometimes you have to go like this with your lines, or maybe go wavy to make sure that the groups are even and you're not cutting things. So this one, I would recommend trying to use diagonal lines. Try to kind of go like this and see if you can get it into 3 groups. Also, on your test next Monday in arithmetic, there will be some fractions. So just pay attention if she's talking about fractions. Again, the most important thing is that we learn those facts. Some of you are still making mistakes on the story problems that are multiplication. That word each oftentimes is a big hint in a story problem that it's multiplication. Let's talk about, and again, let me show you. This phonics paper is the one I said you could skip. You can do it if you want to, but today is your test, so I give you permission to skip that one. But this arithmetic paper with this reindeer does need to be submitted today, both sides, so I can see how you're doing on some of those things in arithmetic. Now, also in phonics, today on your test, they're going to talk about compound nouns. Now, don't get thrown off by that word. Remember, all it is a compound word. That's a noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. So it's just, we've talked about compound words for a long, long time. So baseball is a compound word, and it's a noun because it's a thing, right? And a snowman is a compound word because it's made up of snow and man. So it's two words put together, but it's also a noun because a snowman is a thing. So that's not complicated. Let's talk a little bit about reading. In reading today, you do have a reading comprehension sheet called The Narrow Escape. And now, did you know that all songs or movies begin with well-written poems or stories? And authors are the real people behind songs and stories. So I want you to pay attention on your reading comprehension sheet. You just might meet an author today. And we've talked about other characters that were invented by authors, like A.A. Milne invented Winnie the Pooh. And I'm going to give you a hint about this character today and I also attached a little video song. Oh, hello there. How are you, Sammy? So I think some of you have met Sammy before, but Sammy's here to give you a little bit of a hint about the author that we're going to meet today and the character he invented. So I'll just say one thing, Sammy. Are you curious? Okay, so remember that. Oh, is your name George? Oh no, his name is Sammy, but he is curious. And he's doing his, he wants me to remind you of the stretch break video. Oh yeah, it'll be a fun one today too. Good. All right, now, so we're almost finished here. Oh, but there is a word in your reading comprehension sheet, which again is the narrow, oh my goodness, the narrow escape. Oh, I think that's the Eiffel Tower. Must have something to do with Paris, France. All right, there's the word satchel in that. It just means a bag that you carry things around in. A woman might call it a purse. A man might call it a briefcase. Or we, boys and girls, you wear it on your back, you call it a backpack. Well, this one wasn't worn on the back, but it was called a satchel. So that's how you say that word. Let's see if there's everything that I need to talk about today. I think so. So have a marvelous day. Oops. I wanted to warn you. I'm skipping the pond page today. On Friday, I'm going to give you a choice between doing this one or the raccoon page that's coming up. So that'll be fun for Friday when we have kind of a lighter day. You won't have to do both, but you can be thinking of which one you want to do. Write a story about a pond. Maybe you have a pond near your house, or raccoons at night. And that's not for today. So you can skip that one. I want you to work on your persuasive letter. That's the most important thing. Rough draft. And tomorrow we'll copy it over. That's all, folks, I think, for sure.